there, this is Denise with Modern Priscilla Tarot. Welcome back to my channel. I am so glad that you are all here for this pick a card. We're going to be taking a look at the week ahead, so this is going to be fun. If you are new to my channel, I wanted to say welcome. I'm so glad that you're here. Anyone who has not yet hit subscribe, please do so. I never want you to miss out. Plus, it really helps me out, and I'd really appreciate it. All right, so what do we have going on here today? I have the Everyday Witch Tarot. I have the Housewives Tarot, and I have the Tarot de la Nuit. I have 3 stones set out. Here on the Everyday Witch, I have hematite with the word forever. Here on the Housewives Tarot, I have agate with the word journey. And here on Tarot de la Nuit, I have green aventurine with the word trust. Great, so we have forever, journey, and trust. We're going to go ahead and I'm going to live shuffle, and I'll be setting out 3 piles, for which then I will invite you to select your pile. I will put timestamps in the description. That way you can bump around and fast forward as you need to. And well, with that all being said, let's get started. Okay, here we are. We have pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3. Now, what I'm going to ask you to do is calm your mind. Think of the question, what is coming up in the week ahead? See where your attention is drawn and select your pile. If you need extra time, please feel free to pause the video. Otherwise, let's get started. Pile number 1. All right, pile 1, the week ahead. Let's see what we've got. Ooh, some changes. Ooh, the death card. This is great. First of all, death does not mean anybody's dying. It's actually a pretty cool card. It means that there is something ending and a new chapter beginning. So I think you can expect that some new things are coming up this week for you. You know, what is ending? Not sure, but let's find out if we can see. Okay, Queen of Wands. So Queen of Wands energy, that is very strong energy that would involve like passion, kind of getting stuff done. This is somebody who's a multitasker. So are you feeling kind of unorganized in your life right now? If you're feeling a bit unorganized, this looks like the time you're going to start making things come in together. So you're going to be making things come together. All right, yeah, so your exhaustion is going to end. That's a great thing. Something that's been exhausting you, something that's been really weighing on your mind, something is coming to an end, and that involves multitasking in some way. All right, we got our Page of Swords. Now, the pages are all about new things beginning, kind of about the beginning of something starting. Not a new, like an ace, meaning new opportunity, brand new, but our page is like in the beginning stages of dealing with something, right? So our Page of Swords is somebody who's very curious, really wants to adapt to things. So that's what you're being called on to do this week, is to be really adaptable, be able to adapt and hit things head on. This is something to be excited about when challenges come up. But yeah, so some confusion and frustration seems to be ending, and you're going to be able to do some moving forward. Ooh, we got our Knight of Swords. Notice we had our page and then our Knight. So the Knight's continuing on from our page. It goes page, Knight, Queen, King. So here's our page and next is our Knight. So our Knight is taking the ideas from our page and all that excitement and doing something. He's taking off on his broom. The only thing about our Knight is our Knight gets very excited and jumps in without thinking, without planning. Now, remember, our Queen says we need to be paying attention and be multitasking. So you're kind of going to have two opposing energies. You're going to be fighting off the desire to kind of jump in and to act immediately type of feeling, like, let's do this. Here's my immediate reaction or my immediate idea. This is saying slow down and think about it a little bit, and then act. Okay. Queen of Swords. Okay. So yeah, this is definitely confirming things. Our Queen of Swords is somebody who really, has to be firm. You're going to be needing to set up some boundaries this week. I think, again, confusion is lifting. You're going to be putting something to bed. Something that's been on your mind is going to be closing that chapter. You're moving on to something else. Again, be careful about jumping into excited. It's going to involve multitasking and having to really get real with things, like setting those boundaries, sticking with what it is that you're wanting to do going forward. Something is resolving this week. All right, so let's get a bridge. I like to put a bridge on to see how the top row connects to the bottom. We've got quite a bit so far. Let's see what else we can get. Okay, so with our change coming into running in a little excited, we've got our Five of Cups. If you run in excited and don't think, it is going to end up in disappointment. So that's why it's very important that you stop and think about things before you immediately react. So that's very important. That's coming through on the Five of Cups. But the Five of Cups is also saying, you know what, don't focus on what's not working. Focus on what is. Sometimes it's easy to, when it's not working, it's drawing our attention in because we want to fix it. We want it to work, obviously. So it's hard to see what is working when we're only focusing on what isn't working. So remember, with our Queen of Swords, getting real with yourself, that's when you're going to have to say, all right, there are certain things that are just going to take more work or more effort, or they're just not even worth focusing on, anymore. Sometimes we focus so hard on what's not working when we really don't even need to anymore. We take our lesson from it and move on and focus on what is working. Okay, so next, our Page of Swords with our Queen of Wands. The bridge is our Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune says that this week you're going to be having some things come through that you've been wanting to come through. That is awesome. It's all about an upturn in your fortunes, kind of like a lucky break. You might be receiving some unexpected money. This is the card that pops up for that kind of short-term sort of satisfaction with things. The wheel is moving. The wheel is moving, and you don't know where it's going to land. Look at our witch there. She's spinning it around. Is it going to land on love? Is it going to land on home? Is it going to land on knowledge? These are the things that are spinning. That's why you have to be careful not to be overly excited and jumping in without thinking, because it looks like things are moving pretty quickly this week. Multitasking would make sense with our Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so now the end of something that's been really weighing on your mind, that is going to be ending. And again, the Queen of Swords, getting real with yourself. Temperance, this says balance is coming. This says some really good advice for you. It says let old resentments go. Stop being resentful about things. Don't focus on things that weren't good. Five of Cups. Don't focus on what's not working. Focus on what is. Temperance saying the same thing. Let go of old resentments. Accept what cannot be changed. If you have not been feeling well in some kind of physical capacity, the Temperance card shows up when you can expect to be feeling better and returning to good health. So if that's something you're dealing with, that's something positive to be looking forward to, an upturn in your health. Okay, so let's do an outcome card. I like to do this to kind of get a sum up or perhaps an additional message. Our Queen of Pentacles. We've got a lot of queens this week, huh? So we've got a lot of queen energy. This is all about nurturing and things like that. So this says take time for yourself to do some self-care this week. You're got a lot going on in your mind, so you're going to need to decompress. You're going to need to relax and practice some self-care, nurturing yourself. This is going to be very important this week. Ooh, pile one. What do you think? That's a lot of information to digest. I'm wondering if you already kind of have an idea about what might be closing, what chapter might be closing, that you can finally feel like, resolved. Wow. Drop me a comment. I would love to hear from you. I would love to hear what's going on. I love interacting with everyone. And of course, before you head out, if you have not already, I would really appreciate it if you would hit subscribe. Plus, I never want you to miss out on anything. So welcome to the family, and thank you so much for letting me read for you. Pile number 2. All right, pile 2. Let's see what's going on for you next week. All right, next week we start off with our 9 of Wands. Nines are all about attainment, kind of about achieving something. And being the Wands, this talks about kind of holding your own, and not giving up, just keep waiting for the next step. Why would you be waiting for the next step? What's happening to you got some choices. That's why. You've got the 2 of Wands here, so you've got kind of a struggle between choices going on next week. Perhaps, something you've already been working on that you're doing. It doesn't necessarily have to be working on, like you're creating something, like a physical thing, like I'm building a house or something. That wouldn't really apply, but especially in a week. How you can build a house in a week? But anyway, it's like you're doing something built. Now it could be something about yourself, it could be personal growth, it could be something physical you're actually working on with somebody, alone. So you're the only one who's going to be able to answer that. But something that you've been doing is potentially going to be challenged, and it leaves you, here with our 2 of Wands, kind of struggling between choices, thinking, what should I do now? Maybe you're getting advice from somebody, or somebody's just challenging you and makes you kind of question things. All right, we've got our High Priestess. Our High Priestess talks about gossip and pettiness. You're going to have some gossip going on next week. You might be coming into that. You might be part of that. Not sure, but it looks to me, based on the other cards we have, that the gossip, you're not going to be a part of it. I don't think you're going to be feeding into it. And in fact, I think you don't like it. So there's some kind of gossipy stuff or somebody being petty going on next week that you're going to have to watch out for. All right, we got the 4 of Wands. The 4 of Wands, this is all about, this is a success card, but it's also talking about foundations. I'm wondering if something's going on with your friends or something, and one friend is talking about another friend, and that's what's making you feel a little bit defensive of the friend. But definitely some kind of gossipy, petty kind of thing going on next week. All right, and then we have got our 4 of Cups. the Four of Cups, this talks about kind of being bored with something and not wanting more. Again, I'm sticking with our theme that somebody, and maybe it's your friend circle, maybe it's your work circle, your family, somebody is really gossiping, being petty about something, and you sort of just had enough of it, and you're not sure how to deal with it because you don't want to upset your other friend either, but at the same time you're being protective of the other person. Now, let's see what else we've got. Knight of Wands. Yeah, you're being kind of, eventually, ultimately, by the end of the week, you're just going to be really wanting to break that pattern of gossip. You're defensive over this person. You're feeling like you need to protect this person. Somebody's being petty. Somebody, and you're going to be hearing about it this week, it looks like. All right, we're going to put our bridge on and see how it affects the top row to the bottom row, or connects the top row to the bottom row. All right, speedy change. I see some speedy change coming. So, yeah, this is going to happen pretty quickly in the beginning of the week. I think you're going to notice what's going on, and it's just going to escalate. It's going to escalate to the point where you're like, I just don't want to know. I don't want this. I stop it. I don't want to hear about it. Again, you are sticking up for this person, the person who is being talked about, who's being, someone's being petty to. You're sticking up for this person. That's exactly what this card means. Six of Pentacles is all about helping and, realizing, rising above things too, realizing that you're not better than anybody else, and, really stopping that pettiness that's going on. Now, here the gossip, and this is going to cause some problems for the other person. Three of Swords is the bridge between our High Priestess and our Knight of Wands. So, the gossip, the pettiness, with you wanting to just stop it, you might meet a little resistance from whoever the person that's doing the gossiping. You're gonna, trying to be put a stop to that pettiness. They might not be so happy about that. So be prepared that you might have a little pushback from when you tell your friend or your family member to stop being so petty or to stop gossiping. But looks like maybe a confrontation is coming this week. All right, so now let's get an outcome card and see if we can get a sum up for the week. King of Wands. All right. Well, the King of Wands energy, it shows that you will be successful with this, this situation, even though the friend who's doing the gossiping or the family member, whoever's doing that gossiping at first is going to be a little put off by that, by you confronting them and saying, stop. But ultimately they see the wisdom. You're kind of the peacekeeper. You're going to help smooth over the situation. So it looks like a situation is coming up for you this week. Pile 2. Ooh, do you already kind of have an idea about what this might be about? You might have some clues already. I would love to hear from you. Please drop a comment. Let me know, did this resonate? Do you have something that you might know going into the week that makes this all make sense? I would love to know. If you would feel comfortable, please drop a comment. And if you haven't already, please make sure to hit subscribe on your way out. I never want you to miss out on another video. All right, my friend, thank you so much for letting me read for you. Pile number 3. All right, pile 3, what is coming up for you this week? Ooh, all right, we got the Two of Cups. There might be a date coming up this week. Ooh, so single or with somebody. You might be having a night out. You might be having a date. Something is going to be nice between you and another person. That's all that means. This is about partnership. It's cups, so that's love and emotion. This is the coming together card, so that's awesome. Got our Five of Pentacles. Also, the Five of Pentacles means you might be feeling kind of kept out of a situation somehow. Let's find out more. Death. Oh, first of all, isn't this the best looking death card you ever saw? Look at that card. Wow, that's gorgeous. I love this death card. In fact, it's the reason I bought the deck. Anyway, death card never means death. Do not be worried about that. Nobody's dying. The death card actually is a pretty cool card. It means closing the chapter. Closing the chapter. Are you in the process or the process? I don't know if that's the right word, but are you currently dating somebody or your current partner is just making you feel shut out? It looks like you're going to attempt to have a date night or you're wanting to go out with somebody and you do meet up, you have that partnership exchange, but somehow they're just not letting you in. It's just not happening. You're not feeling it. And the death card says that you might want to say, nope, forget it. I don't want to do this anymore. So, if it's a new person, you might be like, nope, I don't want to date them. If it's your current partner, it doesn't mean that you're going to say, nope, I don't want to be with you, but it is going to say, nope, we have to address something else. This didn't solve the problem just by having date night. Do you understand? Does that make sense? Okay, so let's see what else we've got. Yep, you're looking at it a little what am I doing? Yep, you're looking at it a little differently now. I think after this kind of coupling in some way, partnering in some way, you are going to be looking at it a little different, and you're thinking, this isn't what I expected, not what I wanted. It's not helping with whatever it was that we needed to do. So yeah, and a 5 again. We got our 5 of Swords. 5s are all about change, and we've got 2 5s right here. Our 5 of Swords talks about, rushing in too soon. So if this is a new person you're dating, this means pump the brakes. If this is somebody that you are with or you're currently connected to and you have this coupling, that's when you're going to say that's not solving the problem or that's not advancing things. There's something going on that you need to sort of pump the brakes about. Pump the brakes. Knight of Wands, and this is exactly what this is saying. It's saying pump the brakes. Don't be rushing in so quickly. Yeah, I have a feeling you're going to be connecting with somebody this week. Let's put a bridge on and see if we can get any more. The bridge connects the top row to the bottom row. It gives us a little bit more insight. Okay, so here, yep. So here we've got our 2 of Cups. That's the coupling, the coming together, the dating, whatever that looks like. Plus the 5 of Swords, which says don't rush in too soon. It is bridged by the Queen of Swords. Yeah, you're going to have a talking to somebody. This is where you lay it out. This is where you lay it on the line. This is where you tell it like it is. Yeah, rushing in too soon. Be careful, use your best judgment when you're ready to start saying something, or choose your words carefully, maybe is the best way to put that. You need to say something, yes, but choose your words carefully. Choose your words carefully next week. All right, so we're thinking about things differently next week, and we have our 5 of Pentacles being kind of shut out, kept out, with our 6 of Wands. So this is telling me that you're going to need to spend a little alone time this week. That's when your best ideas and best thoughts are going to come to you. So yeah, so be kind of seeking out little pockets of time that you can really reflect and spend some time on your own trying to figure all of this out. Next, we have our Death card with the Knight of Wands. And remember, this is the closing of a chapter, starting a new one. And this is, not rushing in too quickly, because we had our 5 of Swords connecting over here. So it's bridged by our Knight of Swords. This is another card that says do not rush in so quickly. That is something that is coming through very strong. Slow down this week. Take a moment, take some time to yourself, really be thinking about things. It looks to be a partnership of some kind, of coupling in some way, emotional, that would mean either dating or somebody you're partnered up with, somebody you're connected to in some kind of emotional way. So if that's not romantic for you, at least it's somebody at least who would be connected emotionally to you. So a good friend, stuff like that. All right, so we're going to get an outcome card. This is going to be summing it up, or it's going to give us another message. The Tower. This is changes this week. Yeah, we've got some changes this week. Change in a relationship that you have right now. It's in flux. It's in change right now, but change is good. Change can be good. That's why, remember, I said our death card is actually a good card. Death is about a natural change that is for your betterment. You know, it's the betterment of yourself, that it's the next chapter, the closing of a chapter to the beginning of a new one. So another stage in your relationship with this person or a friend, family, somebody close, could be romantic, but it doesn't have to be romantic, somebody close to you. Definitely changes coming up this week. Pile 3. Woo! Wow. What do you think? I would love to hear from you. Please drop a comment. Let me know what you think of your reading for the week ahead. And please, if you haven't already, please make sure you hit subscribe. I never want you to miss out on a video. Plus, it really helps me out, so I would really appreciate it. All right, my friend. So good luck next week. And thank you so much for letting me read for you.